Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Swiss cube draft. Pretty tempted to pick up the combo piece here. Other options are Mind Stone, which leaves me open, but not a very exciting first pick. Miscalc, because I love counter spells, and it cycles, which is very convenient. I actually like Deathrite Shaman too. That's a pretty cool card. And it leaves you kind of open, since you could be either black or green, but I guess you prefer to be both. It also works well with the fetches in this format, so pretty good card actually. I think we are going to go with the Deceiver Exarch. Pretty, I guess, bold first pick since I've picked it before and did not end up with combo pieces, but I still think I'm okay first picking it just in case we get the combo piece, because if you get the combo pieces, it's a pretty awesome card, so let's take it. Okay, follow-up pick. Well, I like the Mentor, Elspeth, Sun's Champion's quite good. Toxic Deluge is very good too. Steam Vents is the most speculative with Deceiver Exarch if I want to make this Splinter Twin nonsense work. I do love Toxic Deluge. This card is very powerful. Very powerful card. Easily splashable too. I don't have to marry the Deceiver Exarch. If I knew for a fact I was going to get Splinter Twin and Kiki Jiki, I think Steam Vents would be a slam dunk here. But if I don't know, I'm a little more tempted to take the Toxic Deluge. It's a kind of a better control card. I could just take Dissolve too. It's a pretty unexciting second pick. That would be an unexciting second pick. Of course, Elspeth and Mentor are very cool. I think I'm either taking Deluge or Steam Vents though, and I think there's enough upside to Deluge where I'm going to take it. Okay. Interesting. There's a Kozilek. There's Prophetic Bolt. I didn't realize Sorin was in here. That's kind of interesting too. Disciple of Bolus. See? I guess Kozilek's got the highest upside out of all these picks. I could actually take it Adhikar Waste or Breeding Pool for some fixing, but I'm trying to think how I'm going to get Kozilek out based on the first two picks. It doesn't seem very likely, but I'm trying to think. Maybe do I end up green? I don't know. How am I going to get Kozilek out? I think it's because I think I'm okay with picking Kozilek because I'm not like giving up anything for it. Although Prophetic Bolt, maybe I just take the Prophetic Bolt. That way I end up a little more into the Kiki-Jiki combo that I want. And if I do end up in these colors, which I do want to do, Prophetic Bolt is a pretty awesome card since it finds combo pieces for you. Ascendant Evankar is not quite Elish Norn, but it's a cool card. Terastodon was the green fatty I was looking for in my last draft video. Not exactly sure what to take here that interests me. Could take the Evankar. It's pretty cool. But once, motivates you to want to be pretty black. It is vampire too, which is interesting. Kind of all over the place right now, and I don't know exactly where I want to be, which is problematic. I kind of want to be in combo, but if I don't find combo pieces, it's going to be rough. Guess I'm going to take I'm going to take the Evankar. It's not very good, but I'm still kind of waxing and waning between what exactly I am, and I can't decide, admittedly. So I think what I'm going to do here is take the Volcanic Island, because I would prefer to play the Exarch Prophetic Bolt over the Evankar Toxic Deluge, although right now I'm very much okay with splashing Toxic Deluge. I do think it's fine on the splash, but let's take the Volcanic Island here, I think, over Coral Helm Commander and Searing Spear. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, so now there's Trop Island. Isochron Scepter, Daze, which is free counter spell. Probably take the Daze. I like counter spells. And like I said, this one being free is never expected and always good. Not always good, but very good when it hits. Your opponent is not happy about it. I can tell you that much. Let's take it. I love counter spells. There's another green creature I could have used in my last draft. Damn. Would have loved that. Char is an option here. Not a very good card if you're not burn, but if we are burn, I mean, it's pretty good. Guess we take the Char. Not the best card alongside Toxic Deluge. It's a lot of punishment to your own life total, but let's go for it. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for blue-red. I think I'm gonna just kind of go for blue-red. And if I don't get combo, I'm just gonna go burn. And the reason I'm doing that is it's still good. Like Swift Spear is still very good in a burn deck. Not very good in a combo deck, but I feel like I might be able to strike a balance between a burn deck if combo doesn't work out, or a combo deck, preferably a combo deck, but if the combo doesn't work out, go for a burn deck. I think I'm okay with that. Interesting. None of these cards are super interesting. I think we're just going to take the Revoker for turning Planeswalkers off. I would prefer to not main deck this card. Unfortunately, it looks like green is super open in this draft now, which doesn't thrill me, but it's okay. Through the Breach. Could have gotten Kozilek out, I guess. Grafted Wargear is pretty good if I ended up with more creatures. I think I'm going to take the Magpie. Come to kind of like this card, although it's not very burnish, but I think that's okay. All right, we can take the Phoenix. Potentially end up burn still, possibly. Otherwise, I take Kaiga, which is fine too, but not that good in burn or combo, whereas Phoenix is at least good in a burn deck. All right, guess I can get behind that. Here's a Boros Charm. Don't have any fixing for it. Seems unlikely. Bushwhacker doesn't seem all that good either, but if we end up with some more, yeah, that's pretty good with the Hordling Outburst. I'll give it that. All right, so for now, we're building an aggressive, all right, aggressive red. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build aggressive red-blue. Mostly red, splashing blue for like Bolton. Well, Daze Splash, I guess, is awkward. So maybe we just build red deck wins, and if combo works out, awesome. If not, whatever. I actually don't like Gifts Ungiven if I'm going for Exarch combo, because the 4 cards I search up, they just can split it in a way where it doesn't work out for me. Temple of Epiphany opens me up for the blue splash better. Dig Through Time is a very powerful card. I actually like it quite a bit with burn too. I could see that. There's a reasonable argument there for that one. I'm still kind of tempted to take the Temple here though, over Dig Through Time. Yeah, I think that's okay. It's not an island for days, but there's no like burn in here. Let's just take it. There's some decent other blue-red burn too, I feel like. All right, Koth and Stormbreath are going to be pretty good. Looter and Ponder are fine. Misty finds Volcanic Island, which is worthy of note. Here's yet another green fatty I would have wanted in my last deck. I just got to stop paying attention to that. That's just the way it is. All right, Stormbreath is a finisher or Koth because it's a cool planeswalker. I feel like I like Stormbreath more than Koth. I think I do. I think I like Stormbreath more. It's just a good 5-drop. Let's cut Magpie for now, even though I could technically play it. I think for now I'm going to try and go for more of just an aggressive red deck win splashing blue. And like I said, if I come up with a Splinter Twin or Kiki Jiki, I'll do that. I can opt into that build. Otherwise, more of like a counter burn, I think is probably where I want to be. Even though I'm not a big fan of counter burn. Tameo, well, she's a pretty decent reason to be blue. I'm intrigued by Tameo. I like her quite a bit. Otherwise, Dragon Fodder works well with the Bushwhacker. Firebolt is, in fact, a burn spell. I think Dragon Fodder tables. I don't think Tameo tables. Tameo's not exactly ideal for a burn deck, though. Although it is cool with burn if you get Emblem. So there's that. And I do have at least some blue support fixing. Guess I could take Tameo. Tameo's tap thing or draw cards for tap creatures is kind of cool with like Hordling Outburst effects. I'm gonna take Tameo here. I feel like she's the most powerful. I am a fan of Planeswalkers. Alright, Stagger Shock is quite good. Flame Lake Phoenix is good. But Venser is also good. Probably take the Stagger Shock. It's strongest burn. And you can get some nice 2-for-1s out of it. Yeah, let's take the Stagger Shock. That one's pretty good. Is it Charm? Cannot burn face, but I think is still the pick since it counters or can be used as removal. Beetleback Chief is pretty good with the Bushwhacker, though. But I'd rather be more of a burn spell counter thing. Is it Charm's going to work better if we get the combo piece for Exarch, too? Yeah, let's go Is it Charm. I'm okay with that. So, still kind of an interesting combination of a burn deck and a combo deck. I don't think we're going to do the Deluge anymore. I mean, I could technically find fixing for it, but... Alright, Goblin Guide. Certainly a good aggressive card. Okay, so here's kind of an interesting choice. Seagate Oracle is less aggressive, but better with combo. And Gorehouse Chainwalker is more aggressive, but weak in the late game. I don't like these kind of underwhelming Blood Crazed Neonate. I mean, I'm going to need enough creatures to make Fire Fist Striker good, I guess, but guess I could take the Chainwalker. Like I said, Seagate Oracle's less beatdown, but more for combo. I guess I'll take the Chainwalker. I'm not thrilled about it. Alright, well, Bolt. I'm going to take over the hero. Hall of Triumph is actually pretty interesting with Hordling Outburst and other token producers, but when playing Burn, I would say Bolt is the card you want. Gifts to find a bunch of burn spells might be the choice. You choose like Chandra's Phoenix, Stagger Shock, Char, Lightning Bolt or something. Maybe. Some card advantage at least. Otherwise, Cunning Spark Mage is something, but there is like Basilisk Collar, I guess. I'm going to do Gifts. Actually, yeah, I think I like Gifts more in a burn deck. Alright, Koth is a good wheel, so I guess that's a good sign. Let's cut the Magpie. It seems less like what I want to do in this deck. We tabled both the Fodder and the Firebolt. I think I'd rather have the Firebolt. Fodder's better with Bushwhacker, but Firebolt's better with just, you know, being able to remove or burn face twice eventually. Flamewake Phoenix. Don't have a lot of 4-power guys, but kind of works with Koth, right? Yeah, it's interesting. I'll try it. Alright, guess we can take Temple here. Not likely to want it, but alright, whatever. Okay, so looks like we're dedicated burn deck unless we find a Splinter Twin or a Kiki-Jiki in this next pack, which means Deceiver Exarch is likely getting the boot unless we find the combo piece. Still not sold on Daze or Phyrexian Revoker in the main deck either. Wow. Well, opposition is very good, but it's good with outburst. Could take the opposition. I feel like I only have 11 creatures including Hordeling Outburst. I guess Koth is kind of a creature too, but not in the way you want to use it with opposition. Yeah, opposition is definitely strong, but I don't know if that's the option I want. Could just take the Pestermite and still hope to find a combo piece. There is a chance. There is a chance. Maybe I do go for that. I feel like Pestermite. Here's the thing: if I don't end up with Splinter Twin or Kiki Jiki, I'd still rather have a Pestermite than an Exarch because it's at least a tempo card. On your turn, tap down your blocker. I get an evasive dude. My other guys can get in. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the combo piece here over the more powerful opposition, only because this deck just doesn't look well geared for opposition. And if I take the Pestermite, we're super well geared for the combo piece at that point, the missing combo piece. All right, there's a Sulfur Falls, there's an Incinerate, there's a Chandra Nalar. I love Chandra. I do love Chandra. Sulfur Falls is good fixing, but we're not super deep blue yet. I'm not even sure Tamiyo's likely going to make the deck, I guess. Maybe we just take Chandra. She kills a lot of things, and she's just super big annoyance for people to deal with. Granted, she doesn't burn face very well, but it gives our deck a little bit of later game reach, I feel like. I just like Chandra. All the big green creatures. Metamorph is actually an okay option, but Perforos might be the pick. Works pretty awesome with Hordeling Outburst. Yeah, I guess we can go Perforos. I'm okay with that. We have a decent amount of creatures. Let's cut the days, I think, at this point. Close to cutting Deceiver Exarch. It's not going to take too much more for me to want to do that. Bonfire is good. Stromkirk Noble, something to do cheap and early. How much do I want Bonfire in here? I mean, certainly think it's good. Avalanche Riders is pretty good too, though. Bonfire can win a game pretty nicely. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Bonfire. The one-sided board wipe plus the chance that you just flip it on turn like 5 or 6 and deal a bajillion damage. It's good enough for me. All right, Krinko's Command, I guess. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to cast a Begarden Hellkite. Looks like the combos in our deck just not going to happen. Hellrider is actually a pretty good pickup here. So I'm thinking combos just not going to happen. Sells conscripts. So we have 3 combo pieces, but not the Kiki Jiki and not the ones we need. I'm still going to take Zealous Conscript because it's a high upside card against fatties. So let's, at this point, I mean, there's still a chance we see it, but I'll bring it back if we do. But unless I do, I think we're likely to cut. I guess at this point, pretty easily cut a lot of the blue in this deck and just run like, is it Charm Prophetic Bolt maybe? Or Gifts for some card advantage, I guess. Tangle Wire. Now that intrigues me. I think this might actually be a Tangle Wire deck. I'm trying to think though. Thinking of each player's upkeep, player taps untapped artifact creature land she controls. I mean, the reason it's good is I have all these cheap creatures. I think this might be a Tangle Wire deck. There's also a Banefire rather, but let's start cutting some more blue. Maybe I prefer Gifts over Is It Charm? Could see that. Taking Tangle Wire. Spike Shot Elder's not like very good in this deck, I don't think. Manic Vandal's at least a sideboard option. There's also Everflowing Chalice, but I don't think I'm going to do that. There's also Aether Vial, but I'm not going to do that either, I don't think. All right, Tabled Incinerate. That's cool. There's also Mishra's Factory, but let's take Incinerate. I like a little bit more burn in here. I mean, is burn not very good at Tangle Wire? I mean, Tangle Wire is just good because you get to remove it. It always sort of benefits you, your side. Of all these, I guess I'm most worried about maybe Eternal Witness. Nicol Bolas comes late, so I feel like my deck is supposed to win before that becomes an issue. Yeah, I mean, this deck's a bit underwhelming. Do have Krinkos Command and Hordeling Outburst, so we at least have 14 creatures. And Koth's kind of a creature too, I guess. All right. Noble versus Avalanche Riders. That's interesting. I think we do the Noble. This is going to make the Tangle Wire play better. Basically, we just have to cripple our opponents out before they get a chance to set up, protect themselves. Sure, Domri. Okay. Well, I guess I could pretty easily just cut blue from this deck. And likely run 16 lands with a curve like this. Overall, our deck's not very good, but I actually don't regret the direction we went. We got the Exarch and the Pesthermite, and this is the second time that I've tried to assemble the combo and just been unable to do it. And we had Zealous Conscript, so if we'd seen either Kiki Jiki or Splinter Twin, I really think this deck's power level would have been vastly improved. But as is, this deck's not terrible. I'll give you, it's not very good because I didn't focus on red deck. I definitely wanted to make a combo deck more than a red deck wins because I kind of heard red deck got a little crippled anyway. But Bushwhacker seems pretty good with their tokens, as does Perforos. Perforos just seems very good in this deck with the devotion that we potentially can have. We have Phoenix and Flamewake, both Phoenixes. Stormbreath's good. Yeah, this deck's okay. It's not very good, but it's okay. The question is, do I want to play Prophetic Bolt just for the sake of I have it and I have the lands to fix for it? I actually don't think I do. I think this is probably just supposed to be a red deck wins. Do I want to run 17 lands? I kind of don't. I feel like I can function really well with 3 or less lands. 4, 5 is definitely where I top out, so I would like to get to that point, but I think monocolor I can get away with 16 lands. And I don't want to run my Temple even though it scries, because I think having untapped lands is more important than... I mean, granted, Volcanic Island's free, so, I mean, I could try and run Prophetic Bolt, run the Temple, run the Volcanic Island, run Prophetic Bolt. I'm trying to think what I think about that, though. My weakest card is probably Blood Crazed Neonate, because it's not very good. But going Noble, Neonate, Tangle Wire is pretty interesting, actually. Yeah, all right. I think we're going to run it like this. So not a big fan of this deck. I didn't want to be red deck wins. Like I said, I much more wanted to be a combo deck of some sort. I guess Revoker is a card I could do over Neonate. I'm actually... I might actually do that. I'm not a big fan of Neonate. I feel like the versatility of Revoker is going to be better. Neonate turns on the devotion for Perforos, but it's... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to cut Neonate for Revoker. I'd rather be able to shut off a a creature or a planeswalker than have a dude that gets bigger when it attacks but has to attack each turn. Because Neonate's just such an awful top deck, whereas Revoker as a top deck is like, it's either a cheap beater or it's a, oh, okay, I don't have to deal with your Planeswalker anymore sort of thing. I think I can get behind this. So this deck's not great. I would probably rate it about, I'd give it a 6 out of 10 because it's monocolor, so at least it doesn't have to worry about mana issues too much. It is a red deck win, so, you know, it can just steal games from having a nice turn progression, and it can just steal games that way. We do have a little like token strategy going. We have enough burn spells to burn people out for sure. Firebolt, Lightning Bolt, Incinerate, Char, Staggered Shock, Bonfire, I guess, to end it. But so 6 out of 10. Not the I would try to say greatest and best at the same time, and I invented a new word called Grest. So it's not the Grest deck ever, but it definitely can win games. So, all right, not as exciting as I wanted it to be, but we shall run it like this, and I'll see you round 1.